This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, done. So let me read the question again. Ram is 5 years elder to his younger sibling Shreyas. Remember, if Ram is elder to some other person, if Ram is elder one, see, forget about Ram. If someone is elder, we have to subtract their age to equal to other person's age. For example, just let me give you one example. You all are 20 years old people, right? I'm 30 years. If you want to equate the two ages, see, this is me, Sriram, and this is you. Okay, you are 20 years old, I am 30 years old. If you want to equate the two ages, what you have to do? You have to subtract 10 years from elder one, or or you have to add 10 years to the younger one. So younger, sorry, elder minus age, or younger plus age, then only it will be equal, right? I want to equate the two ages now. So what to do? Let me proceed with the question once. Just 1 second. Oh, sorry guys, I got one emergency call, I am so sorry. So now what we have to do is, as here Ram is elder one. Okay, Ram minus 5 years gives you age of Shreyas. I repeat, when you subtract 5 years from Ram, then that age will be equal to Shreya's age. Yes or no? From the first statement. And the second statement, Shreyas is 2 years younger than her brother Ritesh. So again, Ritesh, say it is Ritesh. Ritesh minus 2 gives you Shreyas here. So by using these two equations, 1 and 2, can you say Ram is 3 years elder than Ritesh? Ram is 3 years elder than Ritesh. Okay, fine. What is the next statement? Ritesh is 13 years now. If Ritesh is 13 years now, obviously Ram must be 16 years now. Yes or no? Because he is 3 years elder than Ritesh. Now we got Ram's present age. And what we have to find out? We have to find out how old will Ram be in 2 years. So after 2 years, he will be 2 plus 2. So he'll be 18 years old, and option E, 18 years is the answer. Guys, can you hear now?
Sir,
So
repeat it once.
completely. Okay, fine. Guys, remember, whenever you are comparing two things, for example, there are two sticks. This stick is 2 centimeters and this stick is 4 centimeters. If you want to equate the two sticks, remember, you have to add 2 centimeters to the shorter one, or else you have to subtract 2 centimeters from the bigger one, right? So in the ages also it will be the same. If you want to equate two ages, age equal, you have to subtract from the elder one or add to the younger one. And sometimes, you know what you have to do, you have to do divided by and you have to multiply. Remember, you have to divide the age of elder one, you have to multiply the age of younger one. For example, if I say Sriram is twice as old as Ravi. Sriram is twice as old as Ravi. If Sriram's age is X, Ravi's age will be, already Sriram is twice na. So we have to divide Sriram's age by 2 to get Ravi's age. Or else, for example, if Ravi's age is R, then you have to multiply this with 2 to get Sri Ram's age. Remember, we have to multiply the younger one and we have to divide the elder one. Similarly for minus and plus also. Now by using this concept, okay, solve this problem. Ram is 5 years younger to his sibling Shreyas. So Ram minus 5 gives you Shreyas. Guys, here I'll tell you one more logic. And one more thing I forgot to tell you initially. I will discuss whatever the concept we get in middle. See, now I am solving a problem from ages, but now I am going to explain you a concept from number system. Okay, let me repeat. Now I am going to explain you a concept from number systems. Now in these 5 days we are going to learn all the concepts, boss. You have to be a bit fast now. Okay, and now can you see how many people we have in this question? We have total 3 people: Ram, Shreyas and Ritesh. So here these 3 ages are unknown. These 3 ages are unknown. In indirectly we can say these 3 are unknowns for us. When you have 3 unknowns, you need 3 equations to solve those. When you have n number of unknowns, you need n equations to solve those. Okay, so in this question, until you have 3 equations, you cannot solve this problem. For example, there is one more option called F, that is data is not sufficient. If you have only 2 equations, if you can get only 2 equations from this, you cannot solve this problem for sure. Directly you can click on option F, because the data is not sufficient. Let me tell you one example. Let me give you one example. Now please tell me what is the value of x if 5x equal to 10. Can you get the x value or not? Yes, obviously x equal to 2, because we have only one unknown, that is x, and one equation, that is 5x equal to 10. Of course we can find out the value. Now I'll ask you one more question. Find the value of x comma y if 2x plus 3y equal to 30. So now tell me, what is the value of x? What is the value of y? Who knows? Who knows what is the value of x? Okay, forget about y. Tell me what is the value of x. Who knows, boss? Because here we have 2 unknowns, x comma y, and we have only one equation. You cannot get the value of x because x can be 0 where y is 10. X can be what it can be. Can it be 16? Yes. X can be 6, or else make it 3. Okay, x can be 3 where y equal to 8. Are you getting my point? Or else x can be 5. X can be 5 where y equal to 20 by 3. No, different values you will get now. But if I give you one more equation like x plus y equal to only 11, then by using the two statements, the two equations, you can find out the x value. How you will find? Okay, into 3 into 3 into 3, 33. Minus minus minus, y's gets cancelled. So 3x minus 2x equal to x equal to 33 minus 30, that equal to 3. You will get unique value for x. Until you have second equation, we cannot find out the value of x, right? So by using the concept, we can say when you have n number of unknowns, you need n equations to solve it. Here also we have 3 unknowns: Ram, Ritesh and Shreyas. So we need total 3 equations to solve this problem. Guys, be clear. I'm going to cover all the concepts. Whatever the concept we get in middle, I'll explain that concept. Here it is a company specific training, remember. I'm not going to train you particularly on only time and work, only on ages, only on equations. Nah, you will get everything. Okay, so by using the same, Ram minus 5 gives you Shreyas. And similarly, second one, Shreyas is 2 years younger, so Shreyas plus 2 years gives you Ritesh. So by using these two statements, I can write, instead of s, I can write Ra minus 2. So from these two, Ram is 3 years elder to Ritesh. And we have third equation, that is Ritesh equal to 13. Third equation also we got, so we can solve the problem. If Ritesh is 13, Ram will be obviously 16. And after 2 years, Ram will be, now you are 20, after 2 years he will be 22. Similarly, Ram is 16 now, after 2 years he will be 18. So where is 18? Yes, option E. Option E is the answer. Done, khatam. Next question. This question is from a number systems. Okay, Here you have to find out what is the units place digit of the following sum: 1 plus 2 square plus 3 cube plus 4 power 4 plus 5 power 5 plus 6 power 6 and so on. Not and so on, till 6 power 6 only. Here it is 1 means 1 power 1. Okay. In this case, you need not to calculate the value of 5 power 5. You need to find out only units place digit. Okay. What is units place digit of 1? 1 only. 2 square is 4. 3 cube is 27, but consider only 7. Okay, 2 3 cube is 27, but don't consider 27. We are bothering about only units place digit, so consider only 7 directly. And 4 power 4 is dash. Guys, remember 4 power 1 is 4, 4 square is 16, 4 cube is 64, 4 power 4 is okay. And if you observe, let me use another color. If you observe clearly, this is 4, this is 4, next one will be 4, 4, 4. If the power is 4 power, 4 power, if you find any odd number, units place digit will be 4. And can you see, this is 6, this is 6. Whenever we have an even power above 4, an even power above 4, then units place will be 6. And now here it is 4 power 4. This power 4 is an even number, right? So it must end with 6. Now 5 power, whatever the number it is, 5 power any number, whatever the number it is, units place digit will be 5 only. If you want, you can observe 5 power 1 is 5, 5 square is 25, 5 cube is 125, 625, 5555. So it will be 5. Similarly, 6 power any number, remember 6 power any number, units place digit will be 6 only. If you want, you can see 6 power 1 equal to 6, 6 square equal to 36, 6 cube equal to 216, 6, 6, 6 only. So these are the units place digits. And here it is summating, no, here it is adding, no. So add all these numbers: 4 plus 1, sorry, 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6. How much it is? 5 plus 5, 10, 29. So units place digit will be 9. Option D, 9 is the answer. Clear? Done. What is the next question? 8 power minus 1 into x equal to 4 power minus 1. Guys, remember a power minus 1 is nothing but 1 by a. Everybody know this point. A power minus 1 equal to 1 by a. So now you can write 8 power minus 1 as 1 by 8 into x equal to 4 power minus 1 is nothing but 1 by 4. So now we have one equation with one unknown. Yes, you can solve this problem. Okay, solve it. X by 8 equal to 1 by 4. Choose. So from this x equal to 2. Very simple. So option A will be the answer. Guys, here the worst part is I am not getting any answer from you. You have to type your answer before, sorry, before I say answer is option A, tuck, you should answer. Okay, so I'll be waiting for your responses. Is it clear? Are you following or not? Hopefully yes. Next one, the permutations and combinations of a b c d taken 3 at a time are respectively. Okay, fine. If there are total n number of, one second, if totally we have n number of articles or else n number of resources, and we are taking r at a time, we have total n values or n numbers are, sir, please increase letter size. Guys, I'm writing it in bigger way. You please increase your screen size. You can zoom in. You can zoom in. Actually, I'm writing bigger words. You can zoom in, no problem. And see, total I have n numbers. Oh, sir, 1 minute, sir. Hmm. Okay, whenever you have total n resources, taking r at a time, you can arrange them. Arrange is nothing but permutation. You can arrange them in NPR ways. NPR is nothing but n factorial by n minus r factorial. Remember this formula. NPR equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. And similarly, you can select them in NCR ways. NCR is nothing but n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Remember, the only difference between NCR and NPR is, in NPR it is there will be no r factorial in the denominator, but in NCR there will be one r factorial in the denominator. Okay, by using these two. uh, okay, so let me solve this one. N equal to, we have a b c d, total 4. R equal to, we are taking 3 at a time. So 4c3 is 4 factorial by 4 minus 3 factorial, that equal to 1 factorial into 3 factorial. Guys, do you know you can write r factorial as r into r minus 1 factorial? You can write it as r into r minus 1 into r minus 2 factorial. Similarly, you can write 4 factorial as 4 into 3 factorial by 3 factorial. So 3 factorial gets cancelled, and NCR will be 4. So look at the options which has 4 in the second part. The only option is B. So B will be the answer. But as we are practicing now, let me check the permutations also. Permutations is nothing but 4 factorial by 4 minus, sorry, 4 minus 3 factorial, that equal to only 1 factorial. What is the value of 4 factorial? 4 factorial equal to 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. What is that? 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24. So permutations should be, sorry, yeah, permutations should be 24. Of course we have 24 only here. So perfect. Next question. Just look at the next question. Find the largest two-digit number that divides 673 and 865, leaving remainder 1 in each case. So here, let me tell you a small concept from number system. A number is dividing two bigger numbers. We have to find out a number which can divide these two bigger numbers, 673 and 865. So indirectly what we are going to do is, we are going to find out their HCF. Just imagine, I'll tell you which number can divide 6 comma 8. If I ask you which number can divide 6 comma 8, which number can divide 6 comma 8? 2 can divide.
2.
Exactly. What is this 2? 2 is nothing but HCF here. Okay, and if I ask you which number can divide 8 comma 12, 8 comma 12 can be divided with 4, because 4 is HCF here. Of course, I'll tell you one more thing. 8 comma 12 can be divided with 2 also. Can be divided with 2 also. That is also a common factor. That is also a common factor, but it need not to be highest common factor, HCF. But here 4 is highest common factor, HCF. Wait, now when I say 8 comma 12 are divided by 4, 100% it must be divided with 2 also, no doubt in that, because 4 is a factor of, sorry, 2 is a factor of 4. 2 is a factor of 4. When 2 is a factor of 4, whatever the multiple that 4 has, whatever the multiple that 4 has, 2 should be factor for that one also. So indirectly, I'll give you one example. In our college, principals are is there, your HODs are is there, your faculties are there, and you are there. If principal sir gives one notice, obviously faculty, HODs are students should obey that. But if if HOD sir gives a notice, is there any guarantee that principal sir should obey that? Is it a mandatory thing? No, with their relations they'll obey. But is there any rule that principal should obey that order? No, na. Similarly, here when hierarchy is getting increased, it means that there are multiples. Okay. When hierarchy is decreasing, we call it as factors. Here 2 is a factor of 4, 2 is a factor of 8, 2 is a factor of 12, 2 is a factor of 16, and so on. Now here 4 is a factor of 16. Now what I am telling you is, if 4 is a factor of 16, obviously all the factors of 4 also must be factor for 16. Let me erase everything and explain in detail again. Let me consider a number 16. What are the factors of 16? 1 comma 16, 2 comma 8. Is there any other? Yes, 4 comma 4. So 4. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 are factors of 16. Now you consider any other number. Any other number. Tell me what are factors of 8? 1 comma 8 and 2 comma 4. Can you see, if 8 is a factor of 16, all the factors of 8, okay, all the factors of 8 must be factors of 16 also. You can see everything here, no doubt in that. So whenever you are considering, whenever you are finding 16 factors now, you need not to consider all these, just consider 8 and 16, or else even just consider 18. So 18 the same number, no, consider 8 and find out their factors. All these will be factors for 16. Let's don't get confused. Okay, just remember, if a is a factor of b, all the factors of a will be factors of b. If a is a factor of b, then all the factors of a will be factors for b also. No doubt in that. Just take a screenshot of this. This is very, 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 very important point for AMCAT. Not only for AMCAT, for TCS also. Can you please send all these questions? Yes, I'll share, no problem. Okay, now here 673 and 865, these two numbers should be divided with a number, means that number should be their HCF. Do you know how to find out HCF? Do you know how to find out HCF? Wait, I'll tell you with a small example, with a simple example. I already told you na, 6 comma 8, how to find out HCF of 6 comma 8. Consider these two numbers at a time and divide the higher number with the lower number. Here out of 6 comma 8, 8 is the higher number, so divide 8 with 6. 6 ones are 6, remainder is 2. You have to continue the same process till you get a 0 remainder. Here your remainder is 2, so you should not stop, go further. How to go further? Just now divide the previous one 6 with 2 with the remainder. Now 2 3s are 6 and remainder is 0. Now you got remainder 0 now. So whatever the number we divided with, that will be your HCF. So HCF of 6 comma 8 is 2. Is it clear? Let me give you one more example. What is HCF of 8 comma 12? Now divide 12 with 8. 8 ones are 8, remainder is 4. Now your remainder is not 0, so continue the same process. Now divide 8 with 4, 8 with 4. 4 twos are 8 and remainder is 0. Now when you get the 0 remainder, this 4 will be HCF. Is it clear? Wait, let me give you one more example so that you will get clear idea with HCFs. 8 comma 10. No. I'll go with one more number. 20. Yes, I'll go with 20. Still, it is not so good. Okay, 22. Perfect. I'll go with 8 comma 22. Now divide 22 with 8. 8 twos are 16 and the remainder is 6 but not 0. So now divide this 8 with 6. 6 ones are 6 and remainder is 2. Still your remainder is not 0. So continue the same process. Divide 6 with 2. 2 threes are 6 and remainder is 0. Now HCF of 8 comma 22 is 2. Is it clear? It should be 2. So like that we have to find out HCFs. But remember, in this particular question, there is a logic. They are asking to find the number which gives you a remainder 1. remainder must be 1. It need not to be 0. What is the meaning of HCF? HCF means highest common factor. Factor means remainder must be 0. But here, even if you get remainder 1, no problem. That one gives you correct value. Okay, just let me give you a small example. 7 comma 9. What is HCF of 7 comma 9? What is HCF of 7 comma 9? Remember, two consecutive odd numbers. Sir, 7 comma 17, please tell the HCF. Okay, I'll tell you, no problem. 7 comma 17 are consecutive odd numbers. Two consecutive odd numbers, HCF will be always 1. Is it clear? So if HCF is 1, then still when they are leaving remainder 1 means the number should be 2. You know how? The number should be 2. How? Guys, just 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Please, 1 minute. Sorry. So HCF of two consecutive numbers is two consecutive odd numbers is 1 only. No doubt in that. But here 7 and 9, you have to find out the largest number which divides 7 comma 9 by leaving remainder 1 means the answer will be 2 but not 1. Here 2 is not HCF, but still 2 will be the answer because you divide 7 with 2, remainder is 1. You divide 9 with 2, remainder is 1. In the two cases, remainder is 1 only, na? So then answer will be 2 but not 1. Even HCF of these two numbers 7 comma 9 is 1. Answer will not be 1, it will be 2. So in this case, you need not to find out HCF. In this particular case, remainder 1 means you need not to find out HCF. Then what can be the answer? Guys, very simple. The previous example, 7 comma 9 is our example now. Just subtract the two, subtract these two numbers. What will be the value? 9 minus 7 is 2. So the answer will be 2. Or else in some other cases, I'm telling you, not in this example, if you find out the difference, that will be the answer 99%. If not, its next multiple will be the answer. So 2 into 2 is 4. If not, the third multiple of this number 6 will be the answer. Like that we have to find out. Now in this particular example, in this particular question, what is the difference between 865 and 673? What is the difference between 865 and 673? Can anybody tell me the difference between these two? Yes, it is 192. 192. 192 must be the number. 192 must be the value. But can you see in options we don't have 192? Then what to do? I already told you one point before. If A is a factor of B, if A is a factor of B, then all the factors of A will be factors for B also. If you don't have 192 in your options, at least find out 192 factors. What is half of 192? That is 91. Hey, is it 91? No, this is 96.
96.
Yeah, exactly. 96. 96 will be the answer. Is it clear? If 192 is not there in options, go with 96, or else just find out which option is factor of 192, then that will be the answer. Even just tell me one, let me tell you one thing. If you get uh, 48, if you don't have 96 in options, it's okay. If you have 48 now, forget about this statement, the largest one. Find the two-digit number, or else find the number from the options which divides 673 and 865, leaving remainder 1 in each case. Then 48 will be the answer, because 192 should be the actual answer. But here you don't have 192 in options. Then check for the factors of 192. 48 is a factor of 192, obviously. 48 fours are how much? 48 fours are 192 only now. Then 48 will be the answer. In fact, if you don't have 48 also, okay, 24 will be the answer. Why not? Is it clear? Hope yes. So till now, whatever the concept I explained now, all these concepts we used to solve this problem. Okay, you are asking me something, sir. Difference 71 was 71 will be the answer. That's it. Pakka 71 will be in your answer options. No doubt in that. 100% 71 will be in options, because 71 does not have any other factors. It's a prime number. So there will be no other options. Okay, hope it is clear. And someone asked me to find out HCF of two numbers they gave me before. Let me go back. 7 comma 17, guys, remember 7 and 17 both are prime numbers. If two numbers are prime numbers, then their HCF will be always 1, no doubt in that. Even if one number is prime number and another number is normal number, okay, then in that case just check whether the given prime number is a factor of the second number or not. If that is the factor now, then the prime number will be the HCF, otherwise 1 will be the HCF. Just one example, 7 comma 14. Here 7 is a prime number. 7 is a prime number, so directly you can write 1 as a HCF, but you see 7 is a factor of 14, then HCF will be 7 but not 1. But if it is 7 comma 15, then no doubt in that this 7 is a prime number and 15 is not a multiple of 7, so these two numbers HCF will be 1. Don't worry, how to find out HCF and LCM in fraction of seconds, I'll tell you later. Okay, just by looking at the number itself we can find out whether they are what is their LCM and HCF. It hardly takes 3 to 4 seconds. I'll tell you that concept also. The concept is applicable to only remainder one. The concept is applicable for the remainder should be same. Remainder should be same, need not to be always one. See, if the remainder is 0, then we call it as HCF. Other than 0, whatever the common, whatever the same remainder we have now, we have to subtract them. That's it. That's it. Okay, remainder should be same, need not to be one always. Hope it is clear. So let me go with the next problem. Yeah, 5 questions we finished. Okay, let me go with 6, 7, 8 problems. Guys, we should take the next gear. And don't worry, whenever it is a company specific training, first 2 days, the process will be very slow, because in the first 2 days, we explain much concept. And from third day onwards, you have to solve. Now we will take back seat. It happens with every college and with every company. In sixth one, if from a from a deck of 52 cards, 4 cards are to be selected and one card of it should be a spade and another card should be a heart. In how many ways can the cards be selected? Can you find the word selection, selection, selection always? I already told you, if it is arrangement, we call it as permutation. May I know from which place you are? Can anybody respond, please? From which place you are? From which state you are? Guys, are you there or not? From which state you are? Huh? Exactly. Can you see your state here? Remember your state enough. AP. Arrangements means permutations. That's it. Over. And if you see selection, it means that is combination. Is there any person from CSC? From CSC, remember CS, computer science, selections, combinations, and you are from AP, arrangements, permutations. We have to remember that. That's it. Here in this particular question, the sixth question, you can find the same word 2-3 times. That is selection. If it is selection, remember, if it is selection, you have to use which one? Combination. NCR. You have to find. So wherever you find NPR now, you can eliminate. Of course, in this question, we don't have NPRs. Happy. We cannot eliminate anything. Now, from a deck of 52 cards, 4 cards are to be selected. One card of it should be spade, one should be a heart. Do you know out of 72 cards, guys, get ready to take a screenshot of this. Out of 52 cards, 26 are black in color, 26 are red in color. Okay, out of these 26 black cards, 13 are 13 are clubs, 13 are spades. And out of these 26 red cards, 13 are diamonds, 13 are hearts. Okay, and out of these 13 clubs, 4 are face cards and 9 are numbered cards. Same, 4 plus 9, 4 plus 9, 4 plus 9. Is it clear? What are these 4 cards? These 4 are ace, jack, queen, and king. These numbered cards are from 2 to 10, total 9 cards. Be clear with this, because in your permutations and combinations or in probability, you will get at least one question from cards. So remember this pattern and try to take a screenshot of this. Now, what is our question? From a pack of 52, we have to draw 4 cards, and out of them, one should be spade, one should be a heart. So in how many ways you can select one spade? Total we have 13 spades. We can select one in 13C1 ways. Okay. In how many ways you can select one heart? Total we have 13 hearts. We can select one heart in 13C1 ways. And now we already draw 2 cards now. Out of 52, we already drawn 2 cards and the remaining cards are 50. So let me change the color. Now we have 50 more cards. Out of 50, we have to select 2 more cards. That's it. Because overall we have to draw 4 cards. We already drawn 1 plus 1, 2 cards. Remaining cards are 2. We have to draw. These 2 cards we can draw from 50 in 50 C2 ways. Done. Over. Now here a small thing is there are 2 terminologies. One is and, one is or. Whenever you use and, you should multiply them. Whenever you use or, we should add them. Here, can I repeat the question? We have to draw 4 cards from 52. Out of them, one should be spade, and yes, here it is. 1 minute. Here it is. And another card should be heart. So and means it should be multiplied, and 2 cards out of 50. So it should be multiplied. So ultimate answer is, I am writing at the top, 13C1 into 13C1 into 50C2. So wherever you see this one, that will be the answer. And of course, do you know this formula? Do you know this formula? NC1 equal to N. NC0 equal to 1. Do you know this formula? Similarly, NCN equal to 1 only. NC1 equal to N. So by using this formula, 13C1, I can write it as 13, 13, 50C2. So at least, can you see 13 into 13 into 50C2? Still no. Of course, 13 into 13 is nothing but 13 square into 50C2. Can you see at least this option in? Yes, option A will be the answer. Guys, is it clear? Hope as take a screenshot of this, please. I covered almost 20% of permutations and combinations concept here. Very, very, very important points above and into or plus, and these are the card arrangements, different types of cards we have. Hope it is clear for you. Take a screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Next question. What is the value of the expression 5 into of 16? So now here, do you know BODMAS rule? BODMAS rule. What is the meaning of BODMAS? BODMAS is a rule which we follow to to calculate arithmetic operations. To calculate arithmetic operations. We have total 6 types of arithmetical operations. What are those? First one is, first one is braces or brackets in our normal language. The second one is off. Okay. The third one is divide. Next one is multiples. Next one is additions. Next one is subtractions. So we have to follow this order. So whenever you have a big arithmetic operations, wherever you have brackets, we have to solve those first, and then off, way of off, and then divided by, and then into, and then plus, and then minus. So by using BODMAS rule, let me solve this problem now. uh, First, brackets, 16 plus 2 is 18, so it should be 18. And here also we have one braces, that is 2 plus 2, 4. So 5 into divided by 2 minus 4 into 4 plus 1 by 4 of 16. So in BODMAS we finished B and then O. So 1 by 4 of 16 is nothing but 16 by 4 fours. So I'll do one thing, I'll erase this part and I'll write 4 directly, and I'll write 4 directly. Now O also over, divided by, can you see 18 by 2? So instead of 18 by 2, I can write 9 directly. Yes, this is 9. So D also over. Next, multiplications. 9 into 5, 45, minus 4 into 4 is 16 plus 4 over. Next, additions. 14 plus 16 plus 4 is 20. 45 minus 20, there is no additions further. And the finally subtractions. 45 minus 20 equal to 25. Hey, wait, I did some mistake because I could not see any number in the options. My answer is 25, but I cannot find 25 in options. Wait, let me cross check. Yeah, actually in BODMAS, okay, I did a small mistake, guys. It's not mistake actually. It's not a mistake, but in some cases we have to consider these two as single one, these two as single part, these two as single part. Now you can go with B first, O second, or else O first, B second, no problem. Divisions and multiplications, it can be 1 2 or it can be 2 1, no problem. So initially you can do addition and then subtraction, or else initially you can do subtraction and then addition also. Both are same. In this case, what we have to do, we have to go from left to right. So in this particular case, what they did is, ultimately we got 45 minus 16 plus 4 now. They started solving from left hand. No, they did not consider in-depth BODMAS. They went with AS, of course, reverse SA. So 45 minus 16 equal to, so if it is 15, 30, so 29, 29 plus 4 equal to 33. So 33 also can be the answer. And don't worry, in options you will not get 25 and 33 both. It cannot be. Only one will be given. So based on options, we can go ahead. Next, what is the largest number which should be added to 1330 to make it as a perfect square? So you should be good with uh, squares also. You should be good with squares also. What is 11 square? 1221. 11 cube is, sorry, 121. 1331. So here they are asking about square. So 1 can be eliminated because it is not a perfect square, it will be a perfect cube. So which number should be added to 1330? Just check it. I'll do one thing, I'll give you a shortcut also for this. 1 second. Hmm, 1 minute, 1 minute. Done. Can you see the squares of first 10 numbers right side? 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, and just look at the units place digits. Just look at the units place digits. Okay, if you look at the units place digits, guys, this condition may not be applicable for this particular question, but this is a generalized concept I am telling you. Okay, this is a generalized concept I am telling you. It might not be helpful for this question, but in future it will be very much helpful for you. Okay, 1330. If you look at the units place digit of all square numbers, you see square must end with either 1 or 4 or 9 or 6 or 5. So 1330 is already there. Just imagine if you add 12 to it, 100% it cannot be a square because the units place digit will be 2 and no number ending with 2 will be a perfect square. Yes or no? Because a perfect square must end with either 0, 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 only. No other number can be there. So 1330. Can you add 88? Impossible. If you add 88 now, units place digit will be 8 and a number which is ending with 8 will not be a perfect square. So just by using that logic, 1330, just add 56. It is ending with 6 only. It is a possible case, but 1 you can eliminate directly because 1331 will be 11 cube but not square. You can eliminate 1 directly. 1330 and then 41 ending with 1, it is also a possibility, so we cannot skip this. And what about the third option, the fourth option? Sorry, let me do one thing, let me minimize this. Oh, here 30 and 39, every answer, every one can be the answers. We cannot skip anything. It's okay. And no, by practice only you can solve this problem. You just look at the options. 1330, when you add 39 it becomes 1369. 1369 is a perfect square of 37, boss. It's a perfect square of 37. So by practice only you can solve this problem. That logic is not helpful for this particular question, but in future the logic will be helpful. Okay, so answer for eighth question is 39. If you add 39 to 1330, the sum will be 1369, which is a perfect square of 37. 37 square is 1369. Okay, next one. When 2 power 35, sorry, it went somewhere. 1 minute. And the next question is, I'll do one thing. Hmm. You can see the screen, right? Huh. Okay, so the next one is, when 2 power 35 is divided by 5, the remainder will be dash. Guys, remember, when you are dividing a number with 5, finding remainder is very, very, very simple. But if you are dividing any number with any other number than 5, even if you are dividing a number with 10, no, finding remainder is very simple. Finding remainder when a number is divided by 5 or 10 is very simple. Other than those two numbers, na, any other number is there, it will be difficult. You have to use reminder theorem for that. But for this particular question, as 2 power 35 is divided by 5, you need not to use reminder theorem. I'll give you simple example, simple logic to solve this problem. Okay, see, consider 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Enough. Solve these numbers with 5 and find out the reminders. I'll write with blue color all these reminders. When you divide 6 with 5, reminder will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. So from this you can observe, even if it is 16, 5 threes are 15, remainder will be 1 only. Even if it is 47, remainder will be 2 only. Even if it is 198, remainder will be 3 only. No doubt. So reminder, when we divide a number with 5, depends on its units place digit. From that, I'll do one thing. I'll find out what will be units place digit of 2 power 35. Okay. Now I have a small question. I'll talk about this later. 1 minute, I'll talk about this later. I'll apply this after 5 minutes, but I need a small input from you. How many of you already know how to find out units place digit of a particular power number? 2 power 35. How many of you know how to find out units place digit of this number? 2 power 35. Can you please raise your hand, or else you just type S S S. If you don't know, type no. 3 people said yes, 3 people said no. Oh, so you don't know how to find out units place digit of a particular power number. Fine, let me explain. For that, I want to ask you one question. If you want me to explain this concept now, how to find out units place digits, I'll ask you one simple question. 1 minute, let me turn on my camera. Look at me. I'll ask you one question. Wait, let me off the screen sharing. Yeah, please look at me and answer my question. Answer my question. Today is Saturday, right? After 3 days, it will be dash. Today is Saturday, fine. After 3 days, it will be dash. After 3 days, it will be dash. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. After 3 days, it will be Tuesday. Happy. After 8 days, it will be dash. After 8 days, today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It will be Sunday. Okay, fine. After 12 days, it will be dash. Okay. After 12 days, today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It will be Thursday. Finally, if today is Saturday, after 9 days, it will be dash. After 9 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It will be Monday. But if you know one point, that for every 7 days, the same cycle repeats. For every 7 days, the same cycle repeats. However, today is Sunday. After 7 days, it will be today is Saturday. After 7 days, again it will be Saturday only, na. And after again 7 days, it will be again Saturday. So for every 7 days, the cycle of week repeats. When you know that, you will not calculate for 9 days. However, after 7 days, okay, I'll do one thing. After 7 days, the same cycle repeats, na. I'll remove these 7 days and I left with 2 days. So instead of calculating for total 9 days, I'll calculate for only 2 days. After 2 days, it will be dash. Today is Sunday. Today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday. After 2 days, it will be Monday. And obviously, after 9 days also, it will be Monday only. If I ask you, after 23 days, it will be dash. In 23 days, you just remove 21 days, because 7 threes are 21. Okay. You will get two reminder. So obviously, after 23 days also, it will be Monday only. Okay, after 7 or 2 days, it will be dash. After 7 or 2 days also, it will be Monday only. because 700s are 7 into 100 equal to 700. So you will remain with 2 extra days. So instead of calculating for 7 or 2 days, you just calculate for 2 days, boss. Enough, you will get the answer. Are you getting my point? So I'll ask you 233 days. After 233 days, it will be dash. No doubt, it will be Monday only, because 231 is the multiple of 7. So with that, the cycle ends and you will get 2 extra days. Actually, we call these 2 extra days as odd days. Remember the terminology. We call it as odd days. Okay. By using the same odd days concept in powers, instead of calculating for odd days, we will calculate odd powers. Okay. Chalo, let me tell you how to calculate odd powers. You just look at the screen. Mm, wait, I'm going to share the screen now. Just give me 1 minute. Before explaining this concept, let me explain how to find out units place digit of a number. Can you find a blank screen? 1 minute, it is getting loaded. Yes, you see, as Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, again Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it is getting repeated. Here, there is some relation between the power cycles also. You just look at the power cycle of 2. 2 power 1 is 2. 2 square is 4, 2 cube is 8, 2 power 4 is 16. But here I am concentrating on only units place digits. I am going to find out only units place digits now. So unit digits 16. So I'll consider only 6. 2 power 5 is 32. So it will be 2. 2 power 6 is 64. So I'll consider only 4. 2 power 8 is 128. So I'll consider only 8. 2 power 9 is uh, I forgot 2 power 7. 1 minute. 2 power 7 is this one. 2 power 8 is 256. So I'll consider only 6. 2 power 9 is 512. So I'll consider only 2. 2 power 10 is 1024. Yes. So I'll consider only 4. Now, if you look at the problems, if you look at the numbers clearly, 2486, 2486, 2486, they are repeating. Yes or no? 2486, 2486, 2486 are getting repeated. So guys, see, if 2 power 35, you need not to calculate for 35 power 35. You just do one thing. As in case of 9 days, I am calculating for 2 days because 2 is the odd days. Here also find out odd power. What can be odd power for 2 power 35? Here, how you are getting these 2 days from 9 days? Because you are dividing 9 with 7. 9 ones are, sorry, 7 ones are 7. 2 is a reminder. This is number of odd days. Yes or no? In 32 days, how many odd days you have? 7 fours are 28. You have 4 extra days, 4 odd days. So instead of calculating for 32 days, you can calculate for 4 days. 4 is odd days here. Why you are dividing with 7? Because for every 7 days, the cycle is repeating. But here, can you find for how many powers the cycle is repeating? For every 4 powers, the cycle is repeating. So divide this 35 with 4. Now what I'll do is, instead of calculating for 2 power 38, 35, I'll calculate for 2 power 3 only, because this is odd power. Guys, are you getting? This is odd days. This is in weeks. This is in powers. The two concepts are same. Concept is same. Core concept is same. Here you are finding odd powers, number of odd powers. Here remainder is 3. So 2 power 35 units place digit and 2 power 3's units place digit both are same. Let me repeat. 2 power 35's units place digit, 2 power 3's units place digit will be same, and that is 8. So units place digit of 2 power 35 is 8. If you want to calculate, you can use calculator also. You can calculate. You will get the same value. 8 will be at the end. Now when 8 is at the end, so let me use another color. Okay, when 8 is at the end, what can be the units place, what can be the remainder when we divide it with 5? Obviously 3. So look for 3 where it is. Yes, option B will be the answer. Option B will be the answer. And here I'll tell you one more beauty, boss. Just implement the same concept here. Implement the same concept here. Which concept? Wait, this concept. When it is 2 power something, units place digits can be 2, 4, 8, 6, right? Units place digits can be 2, 4, 8, 6. And now if you look at this problem, this particular problem, when we divide 2 with 5, remainder will be 2 only. Okay, when you divide 4 with 5, remainder will be 4 only. Divide 8 with 5, remainder will be 3 only. Divide 0 with 5, remainder will be 0 only. Okay, and you can find that 4 options, no, the 4 numbers in the options. That is the reason they mentioned in the options directly. Now what you have to do, you have to find out the value at the units place digit of 2 power 35. It will be 8 and remainder will be 3. Option B is the answer. Hope it is clear for you. If yes, just say yes. If it is clear for you, just say yes. Only one person. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of 179 people, hardly 10 people understood. And what about remaining people? Great. Don't worry, guys. I'll share this video with you. Not only this video, few other concepts also with you. Okay, next one. Let me solve the next one. I already told you a power minus 1 equal to 1 by a. Just remember the formula and solve this problem. 2 by 7 whole power minus 8 is nothing but 7 by 2 power 8. Is it clear? Remember this. And similarly, 2 by 7 power 2. That's it. We have into now. Let me erase everything and let me write with another color, visible color. Now I can write this one as power 8 into 2 by 7 square, that equal to 2 by 7 power 2x. Now 7 power 8 by 2 power 8, 2 power 2 by 7 power 2. So when you cancel them, when you cancel them, 7 power 6 will be there and 2 power 6 will be there, equal to 2 by 7 power 2x. So I'll do one thing, 7 by 2 whole power 6, 2 by 7 whole power 2x. When bases are same, then powers will be same, but here bases are not same, no? Okay, I'll make them same, minus 6, that's it. 2 by 7 equal to 2x. When bases are same, powers will be same. So 2x equal to minus 6. So x equal to minus 3. Where is minus 3? Yes, option B will be the answer. How simple the question is. It is third, fourth class students problem. Yes or no? Hey, it's not plus 3. Kalyan, it's minus 3. Here, bases are not same. We have to reverse them. Next one, how many liters of 90% solution of concentrated acid needs to be mixed with a 75% solution of concentrated acid to get 30 liters of solution of 78% concentrated acid? Can you find there are two types of acids? When you mix them, you will get another percentage. Two types in the sense two different concentrated ones. When you mix them, you are getting another concentrated one. For example, when you mix water with milk, still you will get milk only, but concentration will be different. Yes or no? Then in that case, in what ratio we should mix them to get this particular 78% concentration? Here we have one solution with 90% concentration, another solution with 75% concentration. When you mix them, the mixture should be 78% concentration. Now, by using allegations and mixtures concept, by using allegations and mixtures concept, in what ratio we should mix these two 90% and 75% concentrated liquids? For example, I'll call it as L1, this is L2. In what ratio we should mix L1 L2 to get this 78%? Means 78 minus 75, how much it is? 3. So 3 is 2. 90 minus 78, it is 12. We should mix them in the ratio 3 is to 12. So L1 should be 3, L2 should be 12. Is it clear? L1 should be 3, L2 should be 12 liters. But when you combine the two, it will be only 15 liters. But can you see, they're asking us to get 15 liters. Okay, I'll do one thing. Into 2, into 2. Now tell me, this is 6 liters and this is 24 liters. Together it is 30 liters. So what they are asking us? They're asking us how many liters of 90% solution concentrated acid need to be mixed. So 90% means L1. We have to mix it 6 liters. C is the answer. Shall I repeat? Okay. So this is a concept called allegations and mixtures. Allegations and mixtures is nothing but the average. Average, the same average. 1 minute. I'll explain the concept of allegations and mixtures in 2 minutes. For example, do you know how to find out averages? What is formula for average? Average equal to sum of the observations by number of the
Number of
observations. You know this formula, right? Exactly. So from this I can write sum equal to number into average. Yes or no? I'll do one thing. I'll consider one class. In a class, there are some boys and there are some girls. Okay, I'll assume that there are n1 number of boys, n2 number of girls, and let me find out their average marks. Average marks are A1 and A2. Now tell me, what is overall average marks of the class? Find out what is overall average marks of the class. If this is the question, let me repeat the question. There are n1 boys, n2 girls in a class, and their marks are A1 and A2 respectively, average marks. Then what is the overall average marks of the class? Then you will solve like this only. How you will solve? N1 boys into A1 marks plus N2 girls, A2 marks. And this is the overall. Why I am adding? Because I am finding the overall marks of the class. 1 minute. Where is? Here, this is total marks of boys, total boys marks, total marks of girls, right? So total marks of the boys and total marks of the girls sum gives you total marks of the class, that is n1 a1 plus n2 a2, right? If you want to get the average, then just divide with total number of boys and girls, n1 plus n2. This gives you average marks of the class, that is A. I want to elaborate this. N1 A1 plus N2 A2 equal to A N1 plus A N2. Okay, guys, remember these two are separate items. These are boys, these are girls. When I mix them, when I mix boys and girls, they gives a class, right? When boys and girls together are there, they are a class, right? So this A is marks of the class. Class is nothing but the mixture here. And now I'll do one thing. I'll take N1 one side, N2 another side. From this you can write n1 equal to a1 minus a, n2 equal to a minus a2. From this I can write n1 by n2 equal to a minus a2 by a1 minus a. This is allegations. This is called allegation. So in what ratio you should mix boys and girls to get that average a? In the ratio of a minus a2 by a1 minus a. So here n1 is number of boys now. Boys should be this much, girls should be this much. Actually this direct statement is wrong. I am telling you this is a wrong statement, because n1 should not be equal to a minus a2. The ratio should be in that way. Okay, the ratio should be in that way. A is to be equal to 2 is to 3 doesn't mean that a equal to 2 be equal to 3. The ratio should be in 2 is to 3. That's it. So by using this formula, let me solve this problem, or else let me give you one small what we call one diagram. I'll give you one diagram. By using this formula I can write one thing. There are two types of rice items I'll consider. One rice item cost is a1, second one cost is a2. When we mix them, they are getting a. The mixture cost is a. So this is one item a, this is second item b, a2. Then we can mix the two items in n1 is to n2 ratio. The n1 is to n2 equal to, this is called, this is a cheaper item, this is a costlier item. For example, you see in supermarkets also they mix two types of rice items and they'll put offers. So the same case, the similar case here. Are you getting my point? Hope yes. Mhm. Okay. uh, and this one a1 minus a. So the same ratio a minus a2 by a1 minus a. So remember, this diagram is known as allegations. This is called allegations. By using the same formula, the previous question, I'll solve the previous question. What is this? 90% concentrated acid, 75% concentrated acid mixed to 78. So in what ratio we should mix them? In the ratio of 3 is to 90 minus 78, how much it is? 12. So we should mix them in the ratio 3 is to 12. Is it clear? And we have to find out this value, n1 value. N1 should be 3x, N2 should be 12x, and together they are 30 liters na. So 12 plus 3, that is 15x equal to 30 liters. So x equal to 2 liters. And now substitute here, it should be 3 into 2 liters, that equal to 6 liters. 6 liters is the answer. For example, in the same question, if they ask us to find out how much of 75% liquid should be added, then answer will be 24 liters. Very simple, because x equal to 2, 12x equal to 12 into 2, that equal to 24 liters. Be clear. Hope it is clear for you. Next, solve the 12th problem. This is allegations and mixtures concept. Don't worry guys, I'll share few videos and materials with you, all the basic concepts. Next question, just read the question and directly you can answer it. Over, just read the question once. Over. Okay. uh, Let me read. How many, sorry, An air conditioner can cool a hall in 40 minutes, while the other takes 45 minutes to cool the same room under the similar conditions, right? If both air conditioners are switched on at the same time, then how long will it takes to cool the room? Very simple, yeah. Very, very, very simple. Just use your common sense to solve this problem. Yes, all your answers are right. Just let me tell you. For example, there is a record book to write. There is a record book to write. Okay. I alone can finish that record book in 10 days. You alone also can finish the record book in 10 days. For example, for example, together we are writing only one record book, only one book. In how many days we can finish it? I alone can finish in 10 days. You alone also can finish in 10 days only. If we work together, we can finish in 5 days only now, because half of the part I'll write, half of the part you will write. If we are finishing total in 10 days, half part we can finish in 5 days itself now. So in 5 days we can finish the work. Now you just look at this problem. You just look at this problem. One air conditioner is cooling in 40 minutes, second one in 45 minutes. So air conditioner 1 40 minutes, air conditioner 2 40 minutes, just sorry 45 minutes. Just imagine, I'll take two conditions. The first condition, imagine this fills, I mean this cools in 40 minutes, this also cools in 40 minutes. Then if they on turn on together, if they work together, they can finish in 20 minutes only. 20 minutes itself they can finish, but it is not 40, it is 45. Okay, fine, no problem. What is second scenario then? Second scenario is, just consider a1 can cool in 45 minutes, this one also in 45 minutes. Then if they turn on together, what is half of 45? It will be 22.5. Yes or no? But this a is not 45 here, this a2 is not 40. By combining the two, your answer must be between 20 and 22.5. That's it, boss. Very simple. By combining the two, your answer must be between 20 and 22.5. How many options you have between 20 minutes and 22.5 minutes? Only one option, na? Yes. Your answer will be option A, 22 minutes. Just use common sense. That's it. You'll get the answer. And how to solve this problem traditionally, I'll explain tomorrow, because I told you now I'll share one video with you. By watching the video now, I'm telling you that is the best explanation that you will get anywhere. I'm sure, I'm pretty sure about that. That is a beautiful concept. You will really enjoy the concept. Next, 13th one. In a scheme, a pack of 3 soaps with MRP 45 is available for 42 rupees. If it is still gives a profit of 5% to the shopkeeper, what is the cost price of the pack? Very good. I'm waiting for these type of questions, boss. These type of questions. Before solving this, I'll ask you a very, very, very simple question from profit and loss. Okay, I'll ask LKG question from profit and loss. A person sold a watch for 1000 rupees and got loss of 20%. Then what is cost price of the watch? So this is my question. Can you please type your answer in the chat box, in the comment box? A person sold a watch for 1000 rupees and he got a loss of 20%. Then what is his cost price? What is cost price of the watch? Pakka. Someone wrote 1020. No. Guys, be clear. I think your answer is wrong. Yeah, I got another answer now. 800, 1200. Okay. Still, very few are responding. We have total 170 people and hardly 20-30 people are responding. What about the remaining? Okay. Okay, fine. Chalo, finally, let me ask you one question. You need not to answer on screen. You need not to type in the screen, in the comment box. No worries. 800 is option A, 1200 is option B. Normally, you answer yourself. Did you get option A or option B? Okay. If your answer is option A, 800, that is wrong answer. For your kind information, option B, 1200 also wrong answer. Both are wrong. Both are wrong. Whether your answer is 1200 or 800, that is wrong. You know which mistake you did? You calculated the 20% on 1000 rupees and you got that difference as 200 rupees, and few people they added 200 to 1000, they got 1200. Few people they subtracted 200 as it is loss, they got 800. Guys, just use your common sense. Just use your common sense. If a person bought an article for 800 and sold for 1000 rupees, how can he get loss, boss? And you people are applying for DX. I'm not getting this logic. If a person buys one watch for 800 and if he sells for 1000 rupees, how can he get loss? అరే నేను ఒక బైక్ ని 70,000 రూపీస్ కి పర్చేజ్ చేసి నీకు 1 lakh కి అమ్మేస్తే నాకు లాస్ వస్తుందా? ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఈ లాజిక్? Test will conduct tomorrow onwards and sessions will continue. Okay sir, done. Guys, a small announcement for you. There is no test for today. Okay, you please continue with the sessions only, and test will be conducted from tomorrow onwards. I repeat, today you don't have any test. From tomorrow onwards the tests will be conducted. Okay, so now 100% answer cannot be option A. Then will you add 200 to 1000 rupees? Yes, you can add, but you should not calculate 20% on selling price. Remember, whether it is loss or profit, whether it is loss or profit, you should calculate the percentage based on cost price but not on selling price. This is the mistake you did. You calculated 20% on 1000. 1000 is selling price, not the cost price. So this is wrong one. There is a shortcut. There is a shortcut. I'll tell you always. Remember this single point. I'm telling you this single point which I'm going to explain you in next 2 minutes. Almost 40 to 50% of quantitative aptitude depends on this simple logic only. This shortcut only. Okay. What is that shortcut? There are two scenarios, boss. One is increasing case, one is decreasing case, or else this is more, this is less, or this is profit and this is loss. There are two scenarios, and in each scenario, no, the two scenarios are controversial scenarios, and there are total three types of it. One is more, another is less, or it can be increased or decreased, or profit or loss. Don't worry, after 2 minutes you will get clarity. Increasing and decreasing case, I'll give you one example. Yesterday's petrol price was 70 rupees and it is increased by 10% today. It is increased by 10% today. Yesterday it was 70 rupees and it is decreased by 10% today. So increasing and decreasing case. Okay. My previous months, guys, can you please keep all your mics in mute? Anjali, can you please keep your mic in mute? Anjali, can you please keep your mic in mute? Okay, fine. Uh, Yes, last month my salary was 5,000 rupees and this month it is increased by 7%. Okay, like that increasing and decreasing case will be different. Or else sometimes I am 20 years old and my brother's age is 10% more than my age. Or else my brother's age, my sister's age is 12% less than my age. So less or more. Sometimes whenever we do business, we get profit or loss. These are the different scenarios, guys. Remember, whenever you get any of these three words, blindly put 1 point. Whenever you see these three words, blindly put 0 point. How much profit you got? 10%. Write 10 directly. Into previous value gives you present value, or else new value I can write. I got 12% profit. 1 point. Profit means 1 point. How much percentage you got? 12%, right? 12 into cost price gives you selling price. Remember this. Similarly, when you get loss, 0 point. How much loss you got? 20%. So don't write 20 directly. Subtract 20 from 100 and write that value. 100 minus 20 is 80. So 0.8 into cost price gives you selling price. Is it clear? So I bought a watch and I sold it for some another value, selling price, and I got a loss of 7%. So I'm getting loss now, right? 0 point. How much loss? 7%. So 100 minus 7 is 93. So into 93 into cost price gives you selling price. Follow this formula. This is very important formula. Finally, I'm writing if it is profit, 1 point, profit percentage into cost price gives you selling price. At the bottom, I am writing. Okay. If it is loss, 0 point percentage of loss, but this loss should be 100 minus percentage of loss. Remember, into cost price gives you selling price. Follow this always. I am telling you again and again, 40 to 50% of your quantitative aptitude depends on these simple concept only. Don't worry, I'll share a video with you. That video covers the same topic in depth. Hope it is clear. Let me remove this. So let me solve this problem now. In a scheme, a pack of 3 soaps is 45 rupees. Still, he is getting 42 rupees. Hey, wait. I'm sorry. Mohan asked me to explain the same concept again. Mohan, don't worry. I'll share a video with you. Please go through that. You will get clear idea. Okay. Oh, you want for the previous question. Wait. Previous question, 1,000 rupees and he's getting 20% loss, right? So 0.8 into cost price equal to selling price, that equal to 1,000. So selling price equal to 1,000 by 0.8. So 10,000 by 8. 1250 rupees is the answer. Okay. Now let me solve this present problem. In a scheme, a pack of 3 soaps with MRP 45 is available for 42 rupees. So selling price equal to how much? Selling price equal to 42. And still it gives a profit of 5%. So 1.05. Profit means 1. How much? 5%. So 0.5 into cost price equal to selling price, that equal to 42. Then what is the cost price of the pack? So cost price equal to 42 by 1.05, that is 40 rupees. So answer is 40 rupees. So don't do that mistake which you did previously. This is perfect procedure. Okay, 42 by 1.05 gives you 40. Hope it is clear for you. And this logic, this concept helps you to solve this problem. Any other problem we have in this? Guys, remember the 15th question, I am telling you, it's a small challenge type thing for us. Just look at the 14th and 15th one. These two questions on the day when you are attempting the DXC, remember, out of 169 people, say hardly 170 people, out of 170 people, at least 40 people will get either of these two questions in your examination. I'm telling you openly, at least 40 people will get either 14th or 15th problem. No doubt in that. So after solving these two questions, try to remember answer also. Okay, try to remember answer also. Guys, there is nothing to hide. Okay, however, you need to clear the test. That's it. Remember answer also. That is not a wrong thing. Okay, Shobit bought 300 liters of milk at 19 rupees per liter. He added 200 liters of water to it and sold 400 liters of milk at 20 rupees per liter. The rest, he added 10 liters more water and then he sold for 15 rupees per liter. How many liters he sold? And then sold it for 15 rupees per liter. Okay, if he used mineral water that cost 10 rupees per liter, then the total money earned by Shobit is dash. We will do one thing very simple. We will write all his expenditures in one side, all his incomes on another side, and then we will compare. We will get the profit. Yes or no? Okay, let me calculate all his investments first. Shobit bought 300 liters of milk at 19 rupees per liter. So how much he invested? 19 threes are. I'll do one thing. All his investments I'll write with red color. So he spent 5,700 rupees initially. It is very much clear. Very good. And then he added 200 liters of water to it and sold 400 liters of milk. Okay, selling we will see later, but he is adding 200 liters of water. And did you see in the third line, it is clearly mentioned that he is using mineral water cost 10 rupees per liter. So 200 liters, he's spending 10 rupees on each liter. So he spent 2000 rupees per, not per, 200 rupees for mineral water. Here it is 2000 rupees completed. Okay, done. And again, in the second line, to the rest, he added 10 liters more water. Again, he spent 100 rupees. 10 liters means 10 liters into 10 rupees, 100 rupees he invested again. Any other investments by Shobit? No, that's it. So total how much investment he put? How much he invested? 0, 0, 8, 7. So total his investment is 7,800 rupees. Now we will calculate all his incomes. How much income he got? I'll go with blue color. How much income he got? Initially, now how many liters he has? 300 plus 200. Total 500 liters he has. Out of 500, 400 liters he sold at 20 rupees. So he got 8,000 rupees here itself. Happy. And now out of 500, he sold 400. Now he remained with 100 liters of milk. And now to the rest, he added 10 more liters. So 10 more liters means now he had total 110 liters of milk and he sold it at 15 liters per liter, 15 rupees per liter. So 110 into 15, how much it is? 1650 rupees. Yes or no? 15 liters into 110. Huh, exactly. So total how much he got in return? 9650. Guys, you look at the two values, red color and blue color. He invested 7,800. He got 9,650. So what is his profit? Obviously, when selling price is more than the cost price, he'll get profits only. So what is the profit? Just imagine it is 8,000 rupees. Now he got 1650, but here between these two we have 200. So answer is 1850. 1850, 1850, yes. Option D is the answer. Hope it is clear for you. How many of you got this? Just remember the answer also. I'm telling you, if you see Sobit in your exam, you need not to solve the problem also. Blindly put option D as your answer. D, 1850 will be the answer. Done. Next, Rahul one. Guys, I don't have that much patience to read 15th question. You please read the 15th question. It is very, 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 very simple question. And you people might feel that it is a question from time and work. No, it's not from time and work. It's a common sense question. That's it. Read it. Without looking at options, I can tell answer. Read the question and then analyze. Take 1 minute. Make it fast. You just read the question. Within 1 minute, I'll get some water. Yeah. So guys, done? Wow, nice. I got answers from two people. Hey, no, not from two people, only from one person. Good. So let me read the question once. Guys, I'm telling you now, this is the most repeated question in AMCAT. AMCAT means it can be DXC, it can be Wipro, it can be Cognizant. Okay, let me read the question. Rahul can finish 1/5 of the homework in 1 hour. So 1/5 in 1 hour means the total work he'll take 5 hours time. Yes or no? Wait, parallelly, I'll do one thing. So Rahul, 1/5 of the work 1 hour means total work he'll take 5 hours. Fine. Next, Neha can finish 3/7 in 1 hour means how much time she'll take? Hardly 7 by 3 means how many? Hardly 2.5 hours. Maximum 2.5 hours. Neha. Okay. And okay, 1 hour 30 minutes. Still it's okay. 1 hour 30 minutes means, see, out of 7, 3 is 1.5 hour means another one it is 1.5 hour, and remaining half an hour at max. 1.5 plus 1.5, she'll take hardly 3.5 hours, boss. Not more than that. Neha, you can calculate with your common sense, no problem. Ria can finish 3/4. 1 2 3 4. Ria can finish 3/4 in 3 hours. 3 hours 30 minutes, 3.5 hours. So the remaining, just give 1 hour time. 1 hour, not 1 hour. Give it 1.5 hour time. Still 5 hours only. Not even 5 hours. She'll finish before 5 hours itself. Still maximum 5 hours. Okay. And if all of them start their work at 12 p.m. and can go to play as soon as they finish their homework. So when they can go to play. But here the condition is they'll take a small break at 3:30. Okay, for 30 minutes. Now, who is taking much time here? Ria, Neha, Rahul. Who is taking more time? Rahul only taking more time. Obviously, it must be less than 5, 4.5 at maximum, or else 4 hours 45 minutes at maximum. Here, Rahul is taking much time. So even Neha and Ria finish their work, they have to wait for Rahul. మనం చిన్నప్పుడు కానీ ఇది రాసేవాళ్ళం కదా, టేబుల్స్ వేసేటప్పుడు, అరే నువ్వు ఏ టేబుల్లో ఉన్నారా? 7th టేబుల్ అన్నారు. ప్లీజ్ రా, నేను 4th టేబుల్లో ఉన్నాను, కానీ ఒక 1 minute వెయిట్ చేయరా, నేను కూడా నీతో పాటు వస్తాను, ఇద్దరం కలిసి రాద్దాం అనే వాళ్ళని చూసారా చిన్నప్పుడు? ఇట్లానే వీళ్ళిద్దరు కూడా రాహుల్ కోసం వెయిట్ చేయాల్సిందే, నేహా అండ్ రియా. సో రాహుల్ గారు ఎప్పుడు చేస్తాడు? హీ కెన్ ఫినిష్ ఇన్ 5 hours. సో 12 o'clock కి స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు అంటే 5 o'clock కి ఫినిష్ చేస్తాడు. బట్ they are taking a break for 30 minutes in middle, no? So we have to add that 30 minutes also. So he can finish by 5:30. So Rahul ఎప్పుడైపోయిందో అప్పుడు అందరూ ఆడుకోవడానికి వెళ్ళిపోతారు. So 5:30 p.m. is the answer for this question. Remember, Rahul is the person who finishes at the end and he will take the maximum time, 5 hours. But as they are taking half an hour break, they can go to play by 5:30. I think option E is the answer. Option B is the answer. 5:30 p.m. Gurtuvetko, if you see Rahul, blindly you can answer 5:30 p.m. Is it clear? Done. Let me project two more questions and then we will wind up for the day. So that is the end of quantitative aptitude for this section. So we will do one thing. Yes, done. First 5 questions. We will solve tuck, 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 tuck in 2 minutes, in 5 minutes, and then we will wind up the session. Okay. 2, 4, 12, 48. This is not dot, this is comma. Oh, wait. Let me take a screenshot of this. Guys, you do one thing, solve first and second questions, make it fast, 1 minute. So answer. See, very few people are responding. Done. So this is not a dot, this is comma. Guys, whenever you see a series, remember always find their differences. Always find their differences. Then probability of getting answer will be very much high. I'm not saying that always differences gives you answer. Okay. Find out the difference. This is 8 and 36. They are not same, no? So there might be another condition. What is that condition? I know, I know this problem, just I'm telling you. In that case, you have to check for the other one. If you see, how can you get 4 from 2? Just multiply with 2. How will you get 12 from 4? Multiply with 3. How will you get 48 from 12? Multiply with 4. So next one should be dash. Multiply with 5, you will get the answer 240. 240 is option B. Khatam, over. How simple the question is. But just imagine, without practice, can you get these logics? No, impossible. Guys, there is no concept in number series. Remember, whether it is number series or letter series, there will be no basic concept. As many questions you practice, that much confidence you will get. That's it. Okay, to solve series problems you have to practice hard. That's it. You have to practice more and more questions. That's it. Then the second question is from analogy. Analogy is nothing but ratios and proportions. A is to B, so as C is to D. So whatever the logic we have between these two, A and B, we have to implement the same logic between C and D also. It means that whatever the logic between A and B we have to implement the same logic for C and D also. That is analogy. Here EHKN and FGLM is following a particular rule. Find out what is that rule and implement the same for CFIL also. So let me analyze what is that rule. EHKN and this one is FGLM. So I'll do one thing, I'll give numbering in the sense numbers according to their positions in the alphabetical series. E is 5, H is 8, K is 11, N is 14. సార్ ఇవి ఎట్లా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలంటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి అంతే, తప్పదు జాబ్ కావాలి అంటే. 6, 7, L12, M13. So tell me what is the logic between these two. Can you guess? Can you find, can you decode them? This is increased by 1 and this is decreased by 1. Again it is increased by 1, it is decreased by 1. Yes or no? So implement the same for CFIL also. C is 3, F is 6, I is 9, and L is 12. So first one, it should be increased by 1 and it should be 4. 4 is nothing but D. When it is D, you can eliminate option C, you can eliminate option D. And out of these two, this is 6. Next one, it should be added or no, will it should be added or subtracted? It should be subtracted. 6 minus 1 should be 5. 5 is nothing but E. So your answer must be D, E and so on. So you can eliminate option B also. Ultimate answer will be D, E, J, K. D, E, J, K. Option A will be the answer. Hope it is clear. And next, the third one. I want you to answer the third question. What is the third question? What is the third question? Guys, I want to take a special class on data sufficiency. I love this concept. From reasoning, many of the students, they like blood relations. Many of you probably might like directions, but as a trainer, I love data sufficiency, because in data sufficiency, all the questions looks alike, and we feel that, hey, this is very simple question. Yeah, chalo, this is the answer, but that answer will be wrong. డేటా సఫిషియన్సీ చూడంగానే ఈ క్వశ్చన్ సాల్వ్ చేయడం రాదా మనకి, ఏ ఊరుకో ఆప్షన్ బి కదా ఆన్సర్ అంటావు, నువ్వు నేను ఎవడైనా అదే అంటాం. కానీ క్లియర్ గా చూస్తే బి రాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ అయి ఉంటుంది, ఏ రైట్ ఆన్సర్ అయి ఉంటుంది. బీ క్లియర్, బీ కేర్ఫుల్ విత్ data sufficiency. I'll take 10 to 15 minutes of special class on data sufficiency tomorrow. ఈ రోజు మనకి టైం లేదు కాబట్టి. So let me solve the third problem. The third problem answer is, so first let me tell you what is the question. The question is, what is fifth number? Here our agenda is not to find out what is the fifth number. We have to check whether we can solve the question or not by using the statements. ఇప్పుడు స్టేట్మెంట్ 1 ని క్లోజ్ చేసి స్టేట్మెంట్ 1 తో ఆన్సర్ ని ట్రై చేయండి. ఫస్ట్ అండ్ సెకండ్ నెంబర్స్ ఆర్ 1 and 2. దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫిఫ్త్ నెంబర్? ఫస్ట్ నెంబర్ 1, సెకండ్ నెంబర్ 2 అయినంత మాత్రాన ఫిఫ్త్ నెంబర్ ఏదో ఎవడో తెలుసు చెప్పు? ఐఎమ్ నాట్ షూర్. చలో, నౌ క్లోజ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ 1 అండ్ ట్రై టు సాల్వ్ ది క్వశ్చన్ బై యూజింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ 2 alone. ఎందుకంటే ఆప్షన్ బి అదే కదా. థర్డ్ అండ్ ఫోర్త్ నెంబర్స్ ఆర్ 3 and 4. దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫిఫ్త్ నెంబర్? హూ నోస్? When I am not aware of first and second, how can I answer what is the fifth number? No. Now combine the two statements. First one is 1, second one is 2, third one is 3, fourth one is 4. Then tell me what is the fifth one? Yes, fifth one will be. That is a mistake everybody do. If first number is 1, second number is 2, third number is 3, fourth number is 4, there is no guarantee that fifth number should be 5. Who knows? Who knows the fifth number will be 5? It can be 5, it cannot be 5. I'm not sure. So the two statements together also not sufficient, and answer for this question is option D. D for dog. Okay, whoever says C, you are wrong. For example, in the same question, if I remove the second statement, if I replace the second statement like all the numbers are in AP, arithmetic progression, then I can say yes, when you put together it will be sufficient, because in arithmetic series, what is the formula for nth term? Nth term equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. What you want?
n minus 1 into d.
What do you want? The fifth number. So n equal to 5. What is a? A is nothing but the first number. Here it is already clearly mentioned, no? The first one is 1. Okay, I got a value also, a equal to 1. Then what is d? D is the common difference. Common difference in the sense the difference between two consecutive numbers. What are the consecutive numbers we have here? First one is 1, second number is 2. So what is the common difference? 1. Now by using this, a equal to 1 plus n is nothing but 5. 5 minus 1 is 4 into d, 1. So 1 plus 4 equal to 5. The fifth number will be 5. You will get unique value for fifth number. So by combining the two, you will get the answer. But when they say first is 1, second is 2, 3 is 3, fourth is 4, you should not fix that fifth number will be 5. No, it's wrong perception. So answer for this question is option D. No doubt in that. Hope it is clear for you. Don't worry, tomorrow I'll take 10 minutes time to explain data sufficiency concept clearly. And remember, you will get 2 questions from data sufficiency in AMCAT in DXC. Okay, hope this is helpful for you, and from 4th question onwards we will solve tomorrow. Okay, and before ending the session, wait for 1 minute. Wait for 1 minute, guys. See, you need to watch these three videos. The first one is you can I'll tell you the YouTube link. You please go through that and search for time and work. Time and work. In that, Laddu's concept, you just check for Laddu's concept, or else in total YouTube also you can search for Laddu's concept by Sriram Gundepudi. Sriram. Okay, please watch this video. I'm asking you to watch this video because based on that concept, I don't want to waste much time by explaining the concept. Okay, watch the concept, and tomorrow we are going to solve at least a minimum of 20 to 25 questions by using the same concept. If you can understand that one, no, easily those 25 questions we can answer, we can solve in 15 to 20 minutes. So don't forget to watch the video. Okay, and second video, you please watch the percentages video. Okay, percentages video, the two increasing and decreasing. I think, I don't remember the name. I think it is shortcuts of percentages. Okay, and one more video you have to watch is 1 minute. Let me go up so that I'll remember. Yes, the third one is the third one is allegations and mixtures introduction. And there is one more video, the fourth one also you need to watch. What is that? How to find units place digits. Okay, watch these four videos before attending tomorrow's session. By using these four concepts, we will solve many questions tomorrow. Okay, and yes, you can search for this. Take a screenshot of this, guys. Please take a screenshot of this and try to post in your group so that whoever missed the session, they can go through those four videos. In aptitude data, please go through time and work Laddu's concept. That is very, very important, and it is an unique model. You will enjoy the concept for sure, no doubt in that. And second one, the shortcuts. I'm telling you again, this particular concept, 40 to 50% of the total quantitative aptitude depends on this concept only. It's hardly for 5 to 10 minutes, boss. That's it. 5 to 8 minutes, I'm not sure. It's very simple and small video, but it affects almost 40 to 50% of total quantitative aptitude. And allegations and mixtures introduction, I gave in a simple way. Try to watch that video also, and don't miss units place digit video. Okay, these four you must watch. Srinivas, I'll share all these materials with you. Don't worry. But there is a special, what we call, there is a special channel for that. Okay, through that channel, I'll share probably by tomorrow evening. I'm not sure. I'll share through that channel. Okay, Mohan, thank you so much. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. We'll meet tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye. Channel name I already mentioned. No, it's Aptitude Adda. Yes, you can type at least bye now. Huh. Tomorrow is Sunday, but DXC will not stop for you. It will not wait for you. కావాలి అనుకుంటే స్టెప్ వేయాలి అంతే. సండే అంట, ఎవ్రీడే సండే నో లాక్డౌన్ లో. టాటా, బాయ్ బాయ్.
మనీ డీపీ పెట్టేది. దేవికి ఇచ్చేంగా మగవాడికి ఎంత తీసుకుంటారు తక్కువ రేట్లే.